Who else you say? Who else you said? Pastor Bird, and who else you say?
Debonair Snail.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Say it again.
Debonair
Well,
Snail.
they got the Keen worship style.
Yes.
Yeah,
It
because
says,
he's got the first Sunday church in Huntsville. He's teaching on Sabbath and on Sunday.
it says, whereby we may serve God acceptably with reverence and godly fear. For God is a consuming fire. You see that? So the consuming fire is what's going to cause that shaking. It's going to burn sin out of your heart, or you're going to wait just singing and swinging until probation closed. Then you're going to be burnt by the consuming fire when it appears the second time. Can you see that? So we have to understand what the church consists of. If we keep looking to the building, to the leaders and what they're saying, we are going to be deceived. Do we understand that?
Amen.
We're supposed to be looking to Jesus, the author and the finisher, the
Amen.
Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the ending. You see? When we forsake that, we are going to be lost, period. We're going to be just like Esau. We're going to be a tear, a bastard weed.
All right.
I have a
That's a
question
straight
for you.
testimony.
I
Yeah.
don't know that much about the wheat, but is it tear? Is that like, in scientific terms, is that in the family of the wheat family? I would imagine it is.
I don't know, I just know that's,
Oh, okay.
that's a term.
I mean,
because it looks,
you know, because when I took botany, and if you look at the way Jesus is going to separate the wheat and tares, the wheat is, he's considering them all in the church, right? So that probably means that a tare is in the wheat family. That's why it looks so similar. But, you know, I don't know for sure, but I thought maybe someone in here
okay,
might.
but what we have to do when we ask that question, we have to go to Matthew chapter 13. Let's go there and see what family it is.
Well, I mean, I don't
They
know if the
look like
Bible
they-
says that, but if we knew, you know, the science of the planting and that, you know, we would. But my guess is it probably is in the family. It is in the family. That's why it looks so similar.
That's right. So since you went there, the family consists of Adam, Eve, Cain, Abel, right?
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
The family consists of Adam, Eve.
We're talking about God's family, so
Yes,
Cain
that-
isn't
that- no,
included.
that's what we're talking about. Cain was in Adam's family at the beginning.
Not by works.
Where does seed of the wicked
Any
one come
man
from?
should boast.
Cain.
Okay.
Well,
So
Say-
if I'm gonna
So they all
answer that
physically
question to say yes, I'm
made up out of
saved,
the
I'm
same
gonna
consistency
say,
is the
I am
family of God, the
saved
human family.
through faith
God came to save
by
everybody, right?
His grace,
Right?
through what
So that's what the
Christ
family-
has
the family
done.
consists of that.
So my salvation and
Father,
it
son,
guaranteed to me
mother,
is to point
not
to
Mary,
Christ.
mother, children,
Okay?
right?
Because when you look at Paul,
Generation, all the way
Paul
down
didn't
to the
go
last
to
generation,
the
right? That's what the family
executioner
consists of.
wondering
Matthew
if he's gonna be
chapter
saved. He says,
13 tells us,
laid up for me a crown
starting at
of
verse
and not
37. Can you read that, brother? What
all
does it say?
those who will believe. So if we in this room
Okay? So
don't
we all
have the
human, right?
assurance that we are
But we
saved,
all
we
look
might as
different,
well
right?
go back home and show Christianity.
We all have different features, we from different cultures, from different races, right? But we all still part of the same family. You understand that? We all still part of the same. Some black, some white, some Spanish, some Filipino, some, you know, Chinese, whatever. But we all part of the same family, right? Remember the wicked, they put themselves above their brother, right? They are supremists, right? We're superior over you. But Jesus Christ is our brother, right? Is that what they thought of Jesus Christ? They put themselves over the authority of their brother, their brother, which was putting themselves above the authority of God. Right? Let's say that. So Matthew chapter 13, verse 36 says, Then Jesus sent the multitude away and went into the house. And the disciples came unto him. saying, declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. And he answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. In the world we got seed, we got tares and wheat growing at the same time, right? The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. You see that? So the children of the wicked one are in the church of God. You see that? Is that what the Bible says? It says, 39 tells us, 37 to 39. It says, the enemy that sold them is the devil. So the devil sold tares in God's church, right?
We were having a discussion at lunchtime at work, and the LG, you know what I'm talking about, DT,
Everything.
it came up, and some people, they're always trying to justify something, or like, and one guy, I don't really think he has a biblical worldview, because I couldn't even understand him, because he was talking about animals, and and I go, when I finally figured out what he was saying, I said, no. Man is different than animals. We were created in the image of God. And if you come at it from an evolutionary standpoint, then the LGBT is okay then.
Right, because the Bible says you can tell them by their what? Fruits. You shall know them, right? You can tell them by their fruits. I got a question for you. Where do you work? You ain't got to tell me if you're not. Where do you work?
Loveland University.
Oh. Wheats and tares shall grow together, right? Until the time of the harvest.
But
See, was he talking wheat language or was he talking tare language?
Tare language, but
Okay, so he was speaking tare language, right?
But the interesting thing about that though is like if somebody's going to say, oh well they were born that way or this or that, it doesn't matter because Jesus, right in this parable here, Jesus says, they asked him, didn't you plant good seeds? He said yes. So the enemy did this.
Right. So those are the enemies.
The enemy did it.
The children of the wicked one in Lone University
Enemy
where
did it.
you work there, right?
Yeah,
But it's all in there. You see? It says, now listen to this. It says the enemy that sold them is the devil. The Bible said we're supposed to be examining fruits, right? We understand examine fruits by what comes out of their mouth. If it's contrary to the word of God, right? We examine fruit by what comes out of their mouth. Then you know. That's a separation. Do you go hang around? Oh, buddy, you my partner now. Yeah, I know you believe in evolution and all that stuff. Are you supposed to be buddy with him? Are you supposed to be examining what comes out of his mouth with the word of God? Because the Bible says every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God is what we're supposed to walk by, right? What if everybody else agreed with what he was saying, and then they turned on you, or driving at you? That's what usually happens, right?
At first,
So it's gonna cause-
listen, they might agree with him.
It's going to cause a
Then they
separation.
get corrected and then they're okay.
Yes, so it causes a separation. It causes a separation, you see.
I can't find where you're reading.
Okay, I'm in Matthew 13, verse 39 now.
Oh, I thought you said Hebrews.
So it says, the enemy that sold them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world. Are we living in that time period? And the reapers are the angels. Reapers are the angels, right? So if the angels, if it's a spiritual warfare going on, and we're the battle's for our minds, right? The battle's for our minds, right? So what if an angel's doing this? Whispering in your ear over here. Remember that old cartoon? You have an angel on this one, and a devil on this one? There's some truth to that, right? So what if the angel's whispering in your ear saying, that's wrong? What's the Holy Spirit doing? What's the work of the Holy Spirit? We talked about that last week, right? Reprove sin, right?
And of judgment and of righteousness.
And of judgment. That's the works of the Holy Spirit. So if the Holy Spirit tells you, I don't know what you're talking about, right? It's saying walk this way. You better turn away from that and walk this way. So now the angels are doing the Holy Spirit a work, right? A work of separation. But if you decide I'm not going to listen to the Holy Spirit, what is that called? It's called grieving the what? Holy Spirit, right? Right? Look at Ephesians. Ephesians real quick. Ephesians chapter 4. Let's turn there. And we're living in a shaking time. Remember, we got to keep everything in mind. Right? Ephesians 4 verse 30 says what?
Grieve not the Holy Spirit.
Ephesians 4 verse 30 says what?
Grieve not.
Spirit of God.
Why?
Whereby you are sealed through the day of redemption.
And the day of redemption is what? At the end of the harvest, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Second coming.
That's right. So God's trying to seal us. While He's sealing us, remember the devil, the enemy's doing the work. And we act like the enemy's not doing the work, but the enemy is the hardest working person on this planet. You see that? And his work is to separate you from God, from the truth. See that? And you separate us if we're not studying God's word and we don't understand the words. It clearly says who the church is in Hebrews chapter 12 we just read, right? So we have to take them words, that word has to be assimilated into us. It has to become part of us. And we have to take heed to his word. If we're not taking heed, that means we're going to be wandering to and fro by every wind of doctrine that comes into the church. Like most of the world, the field is doing right now. Right? Right? Let's get back to Christ's object lesson. So that's what consists of the church.
Comment on Jared. Christ always used a concrete object in people's lives to demonstrate the abstract concepts of spiritual concepts. And weeds can be anything except what you're trying to grow and prosper, right? Whatever you grow, and if you let the weeds grow, what happens to your crop?
Kills it.
The weeds take over because they grow naturally and stronger,
Right.
and they take over, right? And your crop can't grow and prosper, right? They're not going to do well. And so
These tares, though, they weren't just any kind of weed. They were a weed that looked like the real
no, but I'm
thing.
just trying to explain.
So, yeah.
No, but
So let's get back.
Christ is using
Let's get back to the lesson.
what
That's
we
right.
can understand.
But let's get back to the lesson now. Let's get back to page 52. This is where we left off at. It says, Christ has plainly taught that those who persist in open sin be separated from the church. Now, as we talked about tares, you had tares. Tares had seeds also, right? Does tare have seeds? They have a whole bunch of them, right? So it says they should be separated from the church. We found out what the church was. It says, but he has not committed to us the work of judging character and motives. All right? He knows our nature too well to entrust this work to us. What's our nature? Our nature holy? Huh? Okay. So that's the work of God, right? The work of the Holy Spirit, right? Convicts of righteousness, judgment, and sin, right? It says, should we try to uproot from the church those whom we suppose to be spurious Christians?
When it comes to Christianity, it's not
We should be sure to make mistakes.
it's a journey.
Often we regard as hopeless subjects the very ones whom Christ is drawing to Him.
That they start following Christ after
Were
they
we
come out of that
to
water
deal with
grave
these
of
souls
baptism.
according to our
Before they
imperfect
went
judgment,
into the water grave,
it will perhaps
they were
extinguish
already baptized
their
in the
last
word,
hope.
because it was the study of the
You
word
see that?
that brought conviction, that led them to the
Many who think themselves Christians will at last be found wanting.
and then basically
Wanting. They can be found wanting when? In the time of the harvest, right?
She says that there are many
And that's wanting where? Where's the judgment going on
They have
at?
to go first clean up themselves.
In heaven, right?
come
So that's
to
where they're
Christ
gonna be
just
found. When
as
their
you
name
are.
come up,
And she says, when you
they're gonna be
yourself
found wanting.
coming after
Probation gonna be closed on them because their name gonna be coming
the
up.
journey started. It was the Holy
Right?
Spirit that was prompting that you need to
Many
walk
will
this
be
journey.
in heaven who their
So it's
neighbors
really a
suppose would
journey.
never
It's
enter
not
there.
a one-shot thing.
Man
I'm
judged
baptized
from
on
the
4th of
appearance,
July,
but Christ
2007,
judges
that's
the
when I
heart.
started being- No,
The
long
tares
before
and the
that.
wheat are to grow together until the harvest. And the harvest is the end of probationary time.
But we're lacking something.
The end of probationary time.
If you go to 1 John
Now, we know Ellen White, she told us in Selected Message that in 1844, it was some fanaticism came into the church. Remember that?
Serious rap.
Yes. It was called the Holy Flesh Movement. So she said that they were shouting and dancing and you couldn't tell what was piped or harped. That means it was confusion, right? She said some people lost their mind and went insane because they remained in this movement. I talked about it in one of my presentations, and it's in that book right there. But she says that right before the close of probation, that this same type of movement was going to be brought into the church. It's called the celebration style movement. It came in 1982. See, we're living in 17, right? So we should be able to identify where we are, present truth in Earth's history. If it started in 1982, when Protestant America reached over the Mason brass hands with Roman power,
What makes
when they signed the
you
BM
say
document.
started in 82?
Because it was something that happened in 1882. It was when the United States, when Seventh-day Adventist leaders, they went and they made an agreement with Rome. They shook hands on an agreement and they brought in the celebration style movement that Ellen White prophesied about.
More than we love Christ.
They accepted the BEM document, that's baptism, Eucharist, ministry. So if we understand that, we should understand where we are today. We got to understand how long we've been living in the time of probation.
More than you love
So
me.
God got to separate us, and the only thing that's going to separate us is truth.
And we know
Line upon line, precept on precept.
we're studying about
See
grace,
that?
my sister.
If we're making agreements, we're making covenants. That means the church, as an institution, has made agreements, unlawful agreements, just like Israel did with Rome. I think it was one. I can't remember the date. 161 or 131 AD. They did the same thing with Rome. So we're repeating their history. You see? We're repeating their history. And we're going through the same steps. They were living in a time of probation when Jeremiah was preaching the gospel, right? What happened when the destruction came? Who was lost? Huh? Who was lost? Say it again. Who? Where were the heathens? What's another name for heathens? They were tares, right? The heathens were tares, right? That's the right name for them. They were heathens, but they would call themselves Christians. I heard somebody use the term hellions. You see? So they were the ones who were lost.
They were supposed to surrender, but they wanted to fight, so they're going to be destroyed.
The reason they're supposed to surrender because God gave them over into their hands.
Right.
You see? But he still had Jeremiah, Ezekiel. He still had some children, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego that went into captivity. You see? You see? So that's the same. It's the whole gospel is preached to us through the word of God. We're repeating their history. God has committed unto us a sacred trust. It's the first, second, and third inch message. When we start pulling down the banners, that's like Bible, Holy Bible, right? Well, Christ love. That's what we say, you know what, I'm going to take this off, take this off, take this off. Pull down the banners, the first, second, third inch banner. That's what they're doing. And they putting up a flame, they say, you know what, we don't like this message. We like the flamey flame message.
And this paragraph that you just read, though,
Y'all know what flamey flame is, right? Now, you know what flaming means? It's a term that they use in the hood. It means that they're flaming, they're gay. So we're gonna take down the third embassy. We're gonna put it in a flaming flame, right?
Oh, no.
Literally.
Yeah.
You see? It means that they're sodomites, they're homosexuals.
So this paragraph, I was wondering, was I just rebuked by this paragraph when earlier I said kick him out of the church, and this paragraph just rebuked me, didn't it?
Yes, it did. That's the work of the Holy
Okay,
Spirit. You see?
that's why we need to read these kind of things, you
Yes.
know? We don't jump to conclusions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's finish reading. It says, there is in the Savior's words another lesson. You see that? A lesson of wonderful forbearance and tender love. As the tares have their roots closely entwined with those of the good grain, so false brethren in the church may be closely linked with true disciples. The real character of these pretended believers is not fully manifested. While were they to be separated from the church, others might be caused to stumble. Who but for this would have remained steadfast? Steadfast, we see that. Now we have a work to do. I'm going to read this out of Testimony. I'm going to read this out of Testimony, Volume 5. I want you to write this down. We have a work to do.
Page
when
what?
it's time for
What's
it.
the page?
It's on page 46 and 47. Testimony Volume 5, page 46 and 47. We need to read this, we need to study this. Because if we're a tear, we ain't going to study. If we're weak, we're going to study this. Because this is telling us how we're going to make it to the kingdom. This is called an important testimony. Important testimony. It says, every individual, by his own act, either puts Christ from him by refusing to cherish his spirit and follow his example, or he enters into a personal union with Christ by self-renunciation. Self-renunciation, faith, and obedience. 3 things, right? We must each for himself choose Christ. Not for herself or himself. We must, for ourselves, choose Christ, right? Because he has first chosen us. This union with Christ is to be formed by those who are naturally at enmity with him. Do we know that? Do you know that? We know we're naturally at enmity with Christ, right? It says, but this union got to be formed. How you going to form unity with someone who hates you? Because he first chose us. Remember that. It says, it is a relation of utter dependence. We have to depend on Christ. To be entered into by a proud heart. Ain't that the Laodicean church? We don't need nothing. All we need is Holy Spirit property. We don't need nothing. We have everything we need, right? It says, this is a close work. And many who profess to be followers of Christ know nothing of it. They nominally accept the Savior by name, right? That's name on it. But not as the sole ruler of the heart. Some feel their need of the atonement, and with the recognition of this need and the desire for a changed heart, a struggle begins to renounce their own will. Perhaps their chosen objects of affection or pursuit requires an effort, at which many hesitate and falter and turn back. So this is work a lot of people, they're not willing to do. So they're going to hesitate and falter and turn back because objects are going to come in their life. Idols is going to come in their life. Affection, pursuit. You see, objects of affection or pursuit requires an effort. So they're trying to pursue something. And so that's going to come in the way. Or their affection, their loved ones, that's going to come in the way. So they're not going to be willing to do the work. They're going to give up the work and they're going to turn back. If they turn back, where are they going? To Egypt, right? It says, at which many hesitate and falter and turn back. Yet this battle must be fought by every heart that is truly converted. We must war against the temptations without and within. It says we must gain the victory over self, crucify the affections and lust, and then begins the union of the soul with Christ. A crucifixion, right? As the dry and apparently lifeless branch is grafted into the living tree, so may we become living branches of the true vine. And the fruit which was borne by Christ will be borne by all his followers. You should know them by their fruit, right? After this union is formed, it can be preserved only by continual, earnest, painstaking effort. Christ exercises his power to preserve and guard this sacred tie. So once we submit, Christ is going to do some exercising, right? To preserve this sacred tie. It says, and the dependent, helpless sinner must act his part with untiring energy, or Satan, by his cruel, cunning power, will separate him from Christ.
Are you perfect? What would you say?
A separation, right? Wheat and tares, living in time of harvest. Can we see that?
You know, I like to look at it from a physical standpoint. I have some weeds in front of my house, and if I don't do anything, that weed just overtakes my front yard. And so I have to plan when I'm going to do it, and I have to consistently do it, because if I leave it for a month, it just overtakes it. So what I do is I get water and I water it, soften the soil, and then go ahead and get my pick and start pulling those weeds out. But if I try to pull out the weeds without water, I have a very difficult time.
Yes, yes.
And so when you just read that we have to have special effort in getting this weed out,
Yes.
it's a consistency. You know, it's a daily consistency of weeding out and making that effort. Because you really, if you don't do anything, it's just going to grow and grow until you can't handle it anymore.
Right. It says untiring effort. Untiring effort. So that's the untiring effort is dealing with our minds, right? Mental. An untiring effort needs to be done. It's a communion between Christ and God. We have to recognize first our proud hearts, and we also have to recognize our enmity to Christ. We have to acknowledge that. Then we also have to remember that certain idols are objects of affection and pursuits is going to cause us to turn back. So if it's a war going on, you got an object of affection and you have an object of pursuit. A pursuit could be a job, right? Right? Will a job separate you from your personal devotional time with Christ?
You work too much.
Will a spouse or a family member or loved one, will they separate you from your individual? This says this is an individual work we've done. Will that separate you? And it says Satan, it says, read this one more time. It says every Christian must stand on guard. No, that's the next paragraph. It says, I'm going to read that last part. It says, the sinner must act his part with untiring energy, or Satan and by his cruel, cunning power will separate him from Christ. Every Christian must stand on guard. Every Christian must stand on guard, continually watching every avenue of the soul where Satan might find access. He must pray for divine help, and at the same time resolutely resist every inclination to sin. By courage, by faith, by persevering toil, he can conquer. But let him remember that to gain the victory, Christ must abide in him and he in Christ. We have to abide in Christ. See that? So we're going to stop right there. We should write down that statement, and we need to start reading that every day. That's what I'm trying to do. Reading every day. Testimony Volume 5.